샛별. Hello everyone, it is Mylia and welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, hi, hello, and welcome. My name is Mylia and I'm a 19-year-old simmer here on YouTube. So, hello everyone, I have a lot to talk about in today's video, so I'm kind of just gonna hop into it because we all know that I can ramble. So first things first, thank you so much for 230 subscribers. I know to some that isn't a lot, but for me it makes me so happy to know that so many people want to watch me and be a part of our little community, and it just means the world to me. I started this channel 2 years ago just to have fun and show how much, I love The Sims and how I play, and I didn't think it would ever be more than that. And so to have a community that's growing is crazy to me. It's really just like wow. So thank you all so much for the support, not only just in general, but recently on my 2 videos that I did for my speed build for Growing Together and for my overview of the Ultimate Save file. Thank you all so much. I'm so glad you guys are enjoying the speed build, and I'm glad you guys enjoyed that video, the save file video. I truly enjoyed making them. They were so much fun to make for me, and it was definitely a challenge, and I very much had a lot of fun with that challenge. So thank you all so much for that. Secondly, I really want to touch on my channel name. So if you've noticed, my channel name has changed from Spellbound to Miria. When I first started my channel, I needed a name that was kind of cute and familiar to me, but something that really was a part of me during my gaming journey, and that was the name Spellbound. It had been my handle for a lot of my accounts for different games like Roblox, Minecraft, etc. for a really long time, and I thought it would fit the vibe that I originally wanted to go for my channel, which was super girly, super pink, super magical. But as time kind of has gone on and I've changed my play style and changed the games that I've recently been uploading a lot more Sims 4 than Sims 3, I've kind of grown out of the name, but up until now I never really felt a need to change it because there really wasn't a point. I was just uploading for fun, so it didn't really matter to me what my channel name was. But since I've had a huge influx of new people subscribe to the channel and tune in, I decided to make my channel more fitting to who I am now. A little more simple, more minimalist, but obviously still with some color, because I'm not one of those girlies who can just have plain black and white. Like, I need some color. I need to toss in some pastels here and there. So not only has my channel name changed, but also like my channel banner and my photo for the actual channel itself, just those changes. But yeah, I'm super excited about the change, and I really hope you guys are as well. So yeah, now that you've been updated on the channel, let's kind of talk a little bit about this video. So I filmed the first part of this CC shopping video months ago. I want to say, I believe it was back in September when I filmed the first part or first half of this video. I ended up deciding to go CC shopping one day, and on a whim, the first part was specifically meant for a CC shopping video, but I got so kind of caught up in all the other content that I was making with Lifelines and Legacies and Generations, and I was just having a lot more fun with those than wanting to upload CC shopping videos, just because for me, speed builds, CC shopping videos, and speed cast videos are more like fillers for when I don't really have inspiration. I can easily go CC shopping and then throw together like a 30-45 minute video with a little voiceover, and that's pretty easy, or a speed cast is really easy. So for me, it's less work, or at least at the start it was, but now, since I'm trying to include links and I'm trying to, make sure that everyone can kind of get and have access to what I'm shopping for, it's now more of it's work. So I don't do them as often anymore. They're a little more far and few between. But a couple of weeks ago, I ended up deciding to go CC shopping again, and I actually ended up filming it on a whim. And I've recently been doing a lot of my CC shopping on Patreon. I did not do CC shopping on Patreon for a very long time, mainly because I didn't know that people actually uploaded CC for download on Patreon, and when I found out, it's like a whole new world was introduced to me. It was insane. If you guys look over on my screen, my followed list is bonkers, and there's still so many more people that I have followed since filming this video, because I've pretty much go CC shopping almost every day for like the past like 4 or 5 days. So my game is fully racked up with a bunch of new stuff, and don't worry, I did take out some of my old stuff as well. I've actually been trying to organize my mods and CC folder a little bit better as well, just because it was getting a little confusing for me, so I was trying to be a little bit more efficient. But yeah, so I filmed the second half of this video, and when I popped in to edit it, I realized that it was actually really quite short. It was only about 20 minutes after I sped up the video, and I knew that I really wanted to kind of use this video to sit down and talk with you guys about everything that's kind of been going on with the channel, and to give you guys a proper thank you, and to just kind of connect with you. So I felt like 20 minutes wasn't really long enough, so I decided to add the other part of CC shopping that I had done earlier, at the end of last year. And so now this video is a lot longer, and here we are. So I thought it was just a smarter idea, since I want to talk about so much, and it was important to me to really talk to you and just kind of update everyone on what was going on. So another thing I want to mention about Patreon is that I started one. So since I started doing a lot of CC shopping on Patreon, like I said, didn't really realize that there was a community of people who posted a lot of incredible CC on Patreon. And although I'm not a CC maker by any means, I decided to start one just to kind of keep everything a little bit more organized for me. All the things that are going to be posted on my Patreon as of right now are not going to cost anything. I do have a tier. It's only one tier, and it's only $1 a month. It's more for like if you want to support me, you're more than welcome, but of course you're not obligated to. But everything I post on my Patreon as of right now will be free. You don't have to be a member to have access to it, mainly because I really want it to be a hub for me to kind of keep track of links, of video information, of anything like that. Channel information will mainly be posted in the community tab on my channel, but when it comes to custom content, when it comes to things like that, a lot of that, and like links to certain things, they will be on Patreon. So it is now linked in all of my descriptions of all of my videos. I spent so much time updating them like last week, I'm pretty sure. So if you want to join, please feel free, or if you just want to click a follow, and that way you get updated whenever I do post something, that would be really cool. So like I said, since I'm not really doing it for the money, I only have the one tier, and it's only $1, and you're not obligated at all to pay it, just because, like I said, it's not really the point of me wanting to start a Patreon. I'm not talented enough to make CC that's worth paying for, so it's not really the point of me starting it, but it is an option. So I'm going to be posting the links from this video, the custom content, and like the places I got the custom content from on Patreon will be linked in the description of this video, and it will take you to my Patreon, to a very specific little thing that I've made for it, and it's super cute. And all my future links and all of my future videos will be linked to my Patreon as well. So yeah, I really also want to start dabbling in CC making. And I really want to eventually get to the point where I'll be able to post my own personal loading screens, G-shade presets, cast backgrounds, things like that. But I'm not gonna lie, it's gonna be a while before any of that gets uploaded to Patreon, because it's CC making, I have found while kind of starting this journey, is not an easy thing. It is so much work. The time and the effort it takes is kind of insane. And as someone who's new and is very much a perfectionist and wants to make sure that it's to the best of my ability, it's gonna be a little difficult for me to kind of automatically start uploading stuff. So don't worry about that for right now. It will be a while. Yeah, that's kind of everything that I really need to update you guys on for the channel, and for like any information that you guys may need to know. And like I said, a lot more information will be posted in my community tab. Like I did make a community post earlier today on the 1st of May, which is when I'm filming this voiceover, I made a community tab little post just letting you guys know that a future video was coming, where I was going to be explaining the channel name change and all of that, which is this video. So I hope this kind of clears up some stuff for you. I know it's a little confusing maybe, and it's a lot of information to kind of take in, but I promise I am going to work on kind of bettering myself and just doing better in general. You know, I really, really, really want to put as much effort into this as possible because I love doing it. It's so much fun, and I love doing better and getting better. It inspires me to, you know, kind of keep going. And on days I'm super bored and I don't want to do anything, I can easily hop on and edit a video and that'll be ready for upload. Like, for me, this is so much more than just videos. It's a true community. It's a true place where it's like my safe space. It's like an area where I feel okay and confident in posting and, you know, putting anything out there, and that it's just a game and everyone knows that, or for the most part. Some people don't, they can't tell the difference, but most people know that it's just a game, and that, you know, it's meant to have fun. You're not meant to sit here and have the weight of the world on your shoulders. You're allowed to relax and just enjoy the game. So yeah, I'm just so excited for the future of this channel. I'm so excited for the direction that it's going in. I am so excited for everything that's been happening. So yeah, now that I've finally gotten all of that out of the way, now I'm kind of going to describe kind of what we're doing now. So we just moved on to the Creator Simplicity, which if you love Alpha CC, I highly recommend Simplicity. They have incredible hair and outfits, and my favorite thing is they have a color spectrum collection, which enables you to change the color of their clothes and hair to anything you want using the hue sliders, and it's incredible. Like, Simplicity did an absolutely amazing job. I'm not sure of their pronouns, so I'm going to be referring to them as they, but they did an absolutely incredible job. It's insane how well people can mod. So here, it's called the Spectrum Collection, and it allows you to use these sliders to adjust color. And when this collection first came out, it was just for hairs, but now they have enabled that same option for their CC clothing. So you will need to download this Spectrum Collection file, and then whenever you download their clothes or hair, you'll have to download the Spectrum Collection file for that hair or that clothing item, just so that way you are able to it's actually able to work in your game. So yeah, it's an absolutely incredible mod. If you love The Sims 3 and you liked having the color wheel, I highly recommend this mod. And I personally, I think I've explained this before, but I have never been able to pick between Alpha and Maxis Match, so I just have both in my game. I kind of gave up on the whole trying to weed out Alpha CC. Yeah, I'm only taking out the Alpha CC that I don't want, but all the rest of it I'm leaving in my game because I don't care. I like the way it looks. So I gave up on that whole me trying to be one of those aesthetic girlies who has only one type of custom content in their game, Maxis Match or Alpha. Like, I can't. I've never been that type of person. I won't be that person. I can't. So yeah, I really highly recommend this mod if you enjoy Alpha CC and you really love the concept of being able to change color, because I think it's incredible. And there's more detail and instructions on how to install and all of that information in the post, so I highly recommend you check it out. I highly recommend you subscribe or follow their Patreon, because wow, do they have some incredible things. Like, it's insane to me, people's abilities when it comes to CC making. Like, oh wow, it's incredible. So I do already have the Spectrum Collection in my game when I was doing these downloads, but it had been a while since I had installed anything from Simplicity, so I just kind of wanted to go through and make sure that I had everything right. So yeah, this CC haul or the CC shopping video very much is a mixture. It's not just Create a Sim, it's very much build and buy as well. As you saw earlier in the video, I was on Elcraze's Patreon and Elena's Patreon, and I was downloading some rooms that I believe it was Elena had done, if I'm not mistaken. Elena had done this really cute 1990s Y2K bedroom, and it was so cute. I love Y2K. And Elena, I love her and Elcraze's Actually, I'm so sorry. I believe Elena is a they them pronoun. I'm terribly sorry. I usually pay more attention, but my brain is not the best today, so I'm just going to be referring to them as they as of right now, just so I don't mess up anything or offend anyone. But yeah, I believe that it was Elena whose Patreon had the Y2K bedroom and a couple houses that I believe they did for a video, if I'm not mistaken. And also, they have incredible G-Shade presets, as well as Elcraze. They have incredible G-Shade presets as well. If you are a Reshade user, I believe Elena does have a couple Reshade presets, but there are plenty of videos on YouTube on how to convert Reshade presets to G-Shade and converting G-Shade presets to Reshade. So whatever you use, whichever presets you choose to download, there's definitely videos out there for you to learn how to convert them, and it's a really easy process, so it doesn't even matter what you use, because I know that G-Shade unfortunately was discontinued a while ago. If I'm pretty sure it's because one of the coders had put in some type of virus in the code or something, which was really devastating because I love G-Shade. I did recently make the switch back to Reshade because of the whole G-Shade, like G-Posers thing that was happening with that, and I surprisingly this time around I'm having less issues. Normally I would have an issue with like my MXAO not loading, some of my Quint shaders like Bloom and just some of my shaders for some reason wanting to be stupid and not load in. But luckily enough, I actually figured out how to fix it this time, thanks to Miss Lollipop Sims. Love her and her video for converting G-Shade stuff to Reshade. Highly recommend her video. Thankfully enough, she very much taught me that it's not that hard of a process, and I just, yeah, I was just over in my head making it, like, worse than what it was just because of previous bad experiences with Reshade. I still do miss G-Shade. They did reboot it, but after doing some research, I decided to not add it back into my game just because people, when like the original G-Posers issue came out, they were saying that it was just completely shutting their computer off, which if my computer shuts off in the middle of me doing something like building or making a sim and it didn't save, I would actually scream. So I just decided to not put it back in my game out of fear that that would happen. So it is rebooted. G-Shade is now a thing once again. I'm kind of terrified to try it, to be quite honest. I may put it into my Sims 3 game and see if I prefer it, just because it just makes me really nervous to know that it could completely shut down my computer. So far I haven't heard anything bad about the new G-Posers or the new G-Shade, but at the same time they kind of just brought it back without saying anything. Like the creator didn't really acknowledge what happened and they just re-put G-Shade back up for download again. So yeah, I don't know. It's a little fishy to me and I don't want to mess up my game. So I'm not going to do that. You know, using the EA app and EA with their updates mess up the game enough. I'm not trying to do it again. So yeah, that's pretty much it on that. But yeah, Elena and Elcraze have incredible G-Shade and Reshade presets, and you can use them for either program. They will look a little bit different. Like if you're using a Reshade and a G-Shade, it's going to look a little bit different, or if you're using a G-Shade in Reshade, it's going to look a little bit different. But luckily enough, some of my favorite presets still transferred over quite well. There are a couple that unfortunately don't look the same and it doesn't fit my playstyle. Like one of my go-tos that I was playing with a lot recently was Toast, and it does not look good with Reshade, for me at least, unfortunately, so I did take that out of my game. And there are a couple other Elena and Elcraze Reshade presets that didn't really look well in my game, so I took those out as well. And I know that honestly has a lot to do with just adjusting the settings, but to be quite honest, it looks so confusing. Like the only thing that I know how to do is to set processor definitions and to turn down ambient definitions. I'm pretty sure that's the slide name or the slider name. It just controls the amount of whatever shader you're using. So like if you're using MXAO, it'll turn up and down the shadows, or if you're using DOF, it'll turn down how strong the DOF is, like make it less intense or more intense. That's the only thing that I know how to do. And I probably should learn more information, especially if I plan on creating my own reshade and G-shade presets, which I do. And it's another reason why those probably won't be coming anytime soon, is because of how much work is required for that. I'm hoping that maybe I can possibly get a cast background or a loading screen download soon. I'm probably going to do the loading screen first, because a loading screen might be a little bit easier for me. And then I'll hopefully be able to move on to cast backgrounds, because backgrounds are essential to my gameplay. Like, I did not think that having a cast background that I love would matter to me so much, but it truly does. And I really want to make it perfect. Like, I want to make it something that fits me very well, but that is uniquely me, that it's by me. It's drawing inspiration from myself, and I draw a lot of inspiration from other people and do my very best to not copy others. And I have a really bad habit of seeing something that I like and taking inspiration from it, and not necessarily copying it to a T, but you can kind of very well see that it's inspired by somebody else. And I'm really trying to steer away from that. I really want to take inspiration and only incorporate certain aspects. I have, to be fair, been getting a lot better at it, and this is just a thing that's always been in my life. It's just been like who I am, not necessarily plagiarizing, but I'm trying to make my content on here uniquely me, and it's important to me. And I've been doing really, really well. Hopefully, I think I've been doing well on this channel, but also just in my personal life at kind of fixing that. As the years have kind of gone by, I've been able to incorporate more of the things that I like and the elements that I desire without making it feel like it's not good enough, because it's not what I originally fell in love with. So, which was the other person's creation. So it's a battle, but we are working, we are persevering, and I like to think that I am producing hopefully uniquely me content. So yeah, I don't know. I get a little nervous sometimes, because I see so many other creators doing incredible jobs doing, thumbnails and how they edit and their audio, and I am such a perfectionist, like to the point where I did not want to admit that I was, but I will sit here and make myself sick for hours because of over-focusing on wanting to make something perfect or wanting to fix something so badly that I will sit here for hours and hours, days and days, months and months. Like, I had such a bad habit of doing that with my Sims 3 game. Anytime anything would happen, it would usually start happening when I was when I really wanted to play the game. Because I think I've explained this before, but I'll go through these weird stages where I want to play a certain game and then I get bored of it and I don't want to play it. I'm kind of in that stage right now with Sims 4. I don't really want to touch Sims 3. I tried opening the game, don't want to play it at all. But I'm obsessed with The Sims 4. That's all I really have been wanting to play. So that's all I've been playing. And I know eventually it'll wear off, because that's just kind of how my brain works. But because of the on and off wearing off, I don't always play Sims 3. So whenever I do, sometimes starting up the game again after a long time, an issue has occurred and I now have to fix it before I can play my game, because it either won't open or something's bothering me or something's glitching. And because Sims 3 is a 32-bit game and it's really old, a lot of issues happen and it's kind of hard to always fix them. And I've spent hours upon hours, days upon days. The longest that I've spent is probably a full month trying to fix this game, purely because that was my first step of being able to not focus on it 24 hours a day. This past maybe 2.5 months ago, it was just a file that was in my saved Sims folder. It was the missing.dpx folder that was causing my game to not open, and I didn't know it at the time, so I kept thinking it was my mods folder. So I spent clumps of days trying to fix it by taking out my mods folder, figuring out what would help make my game load, figuring out what wouldn't make my game load. And it took me a full month to realize it wasn't even my mods folder, it was my saved Sims folder, just because I kept sitting there and taking things in and out, and my game would start and it wouldn't, and then it would start again and then it wouldn't, and then I'd have a new installation folder and it would work, and then I put my old one back in and it wouldn't work. It was just this full mess. And rather than sitting there for day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5 for the next 2 weeks trying to fix it and stressing myself out to a level I can't even describe, I would give myself a 3-day window to see if I could figure out the issue, and then if I couldn't find it, I would take a break for the rest of the week, because I wasn't going to sit here and stress myself out about it to the point where I'm frustrated and I want to cry and I'm sad because I don't want to lose any of my saves. Like it's a mess. I am a mess sometimes. So yeah, that's just like a little bit of an example of what I'm talking about when I say I can be a perfectionist. So I'm really trying to be uniquely me while also not forcing myself to be perfect. So it's been a bit of a struggle, but I really want to make as great of content as possible for this channel because it means a lot to me. Like, everyone who's here means the world to me. I know earlier I said 230 subscribers. I filmed the first part of this voiceover days ago and life just got absolutely insane. I was supposed to upload this video last week and I'm so sorry about that. But I just checked and we now have 244 subscribers, which is insane. We are almost at 250, which is almost at 300, and that's crazy to me. I know whenever we hit 500 subscribers, it's going to be really insane to me because that's going to be halfway to 1K, and never ever did I ever think this would ever get to that level. And I'm still kind of like in shock that even 244 people subscribed to this channel and that 7,000 people watched my ultimate save file video and my speed build video for Growing Together, and I can do nothing but thank all of you for that because I enjoyed making both of those videos, and I'm so glad that everyone enjoyed watching them. And I also thank you, Plumbob Kingdom, for commenting under my ultimate save file video. I was so excited when I went and saw my comments and saw their comment, and I was like, oh my goodness, I was so happy. So yeah, I just thank you all so much for the support. It's been incredible. I've just been kind of riding on the high that wow, people actually want to watch me, and it's still something I'm trying to come to grasp with and understand and just like have fun with it still and not put pressure on myself, because I think that's one thing that about this channel or about myself that I really enjoy is that I've been trying to keep myself from putting too much pressure to film something or to put a video out if I'm not ready for it, if I don't want to, or if I'm not passionate about what I'm posting. Because what I've realized with doing my channel clean out, like looking back, is that there are a lot of videos that I posted just to post them. They were halfway done, barely edited, or halfway edited. The thumbnails weren't great, but I wanted just to get something out there, and I very quickly realized that doing that is a very easy way for me to burn out, and I don't want to burn out. I love this channel, so for me, I'm going to try everything in my power to make sure that doesn't happen. So yeah, now that I've so much more sappy stuff was just said, I got so off topic. I was talking about G-Shade, but yeah, so thank you all so much for the support. I genuinely appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. So yes, okay, I'm now done with the mushy stuff. You guys can be done listening to me ramble about myself. But yeah, so I really wanted to hop into Creative Sim and show you guys all of the things that I downloaded. So the entire time I've pretty much been talking for the past like maybe 15 minutes, 20 minutes was in CAS. First, these are siblings. I'm sorry, I'm a little all over the place now. These were Sims that I actually made for a video that you guys actually never saw. When the Werewolves pack came out, I created these two siblings. I made a backstory for them and everything. And I filmed about half of a video that was supposed to go towards like an overview of the Werewolves pack. And then I just couldn't get into it. I couldn't, it wasn't fun for me, and then I just didn't feel like I couldn't go back in and film the other half. I just didn't want to, and I was like, you know what, forget it. It's not, I don't have to post a video about it. And it sucked because I had half of the video edited already. I had made a thumbnail because I love making thumbnails. It's a lot of fun for me. I learned new techniques, and I just love experimenting with my Sims inside of Photoshop. So for me, I had already made the thumbnail, half of the video was edited, all I had to do was go back in and finish the other half, and I just couldn't do it, and I felt so bad because it had been weeks after Werewolves had been released at that point, and I was like, it's not even worth uploading, like, it's not even that interesting, so I just didn't upload it. So, you two have never seen these Sims, but it's Alicia and Kane, and the kind of backstory that I came up with was that Kane was just a normal person kind of going through life, and they ended up getting bitten by a werewolf, and his parents knew. Sorry, not his. They go by they them pronouns. Their parents knew, but they kept it from Alicia, which is their sister, because they didn't want her getting into the world of supernaturals. They really wanted to keep her safe. So Cain never told her. And one day they were arguing, and they ended up transforming and scratched her face. So that's why she has a scar on her face. And that was kind of the like storyline that I came up with for that video, just so we could kind of explore with these Sims, and I never ended up posting it. So I decided to use them to show off the cast items, because I didn't only get female custom content this time, I also got male custom content. So I really wanted to show both off, so I needed 2 Sims, a male and a female, and I didn't want to use Sims that you guys had seen before because it's boring. The Sims that I usually use in my if I've never done a CC showcase, but like any of the videos that I do in my speedcast where at the end I'm showing you custom content, the Sims that I usually like to put in the thumbnail, so that way it kind of makes sense, it correlates. The Sims you see on the thumbnail, the Sims you're gonna see in the game. So I was like, you know what, I haven't done anything with these Sims at all. They've literally just been sitting in my library, and I haven't even given them a makeover with like my new shaders and CC and like skin details and things like that. So I was like, dang, I haven't even used these Sims, I haven't touched them. I'm going to use them in this video. So that's what I did. So yeah, right now we are going through the bottoms for females. We're pretty much almost done. And I didn't get any new shoes or anything, so once we're finished with the bottoms, we're actually going to head into build and buy, because I wanted to show off some of the rooms that I downloaded. I did download a bunch of like build by CC, but to be quite honest, it's so difficult for me to go through and show off all of the individual CC pieces, so I decided to just kind of show off the rooms that I downloaded, just so you guys can get a vibe of like what some of the custom content looks like. And I will tell you, I've been having an absolute ball. Like ever since I finished this CC video, I have been in my game making Sims. Like the Sim you see on my channel now, I made in that community post, her name is Naira. I made her with the shaders from a video that I saw. I'll post it up right here. It's a video by Jaychi, I'm pretty sure that's how you pronounce it, and this video came across my For You page, and I've been obsessed with this channel ever since. And this video specifically has all of the links to like my newly added like skin details in my game. So if you want to know what majority of skin details I'm using, all of the ones that are linked in this video are the ones that I were using, but those have changed my game. So I highly recommend. So yeah, love them so much. They are so freaking adorable, and they make my Sims look so lifelike. Like the way that I've seen so many people have their Sims look on TikTok or on, I don't know, just in YouTube shorts. Like their Sims look incredible, and I was like, how do you get your Sim to look like that? And that's how, and it's incredible. Like it's absolutely incredible. I've been having so much fun making new Sims, and also decorating and building houses. I had a house that I had built ages ago that just the shell, and I never finished it. Just finished it last night. I also decorated or started decorating one of the empty houses that I'll show you in a moment. It's the starter one, the smaller one. But yeah, I've been having so much fun in build and buy mode and just creating Sims with all of this new CC, and I've also just been having a lot of fun exploring these new builds. Like this build by Elena is stunning. I love it so much. A lot of the custom content out of these houses I actually didn't think I would use, I'm using, and I adore it so much. Like this toilet in this bathroom, as random as it is, I adore it so much. It's really pretty, like Terrazzo style toilet. So like the actual seat of the toilet changes patterns, and I'm obsessed with it. Like I shouldn't be as obsessed with that toilet as I am, but I love it. This next room is the Y2K teen bedroom, which I was talking about earlier, and I adore it. The amount of custom content I've used from this specific room in that little house that I was telling you about that I had a shell of is insane. I should basically, like, I took so much inspiration from it, not like exacts, but like the style of like the colors and just like kind of the clutteredness. I took so much inspiration of that aspect and put it into my own build, and mine's a little bit more pastel-y. It's a little bit smaller, but I've always been so nervous to like over decorate my houses, but I don't know why, because I want to make my houses that, to me, they look better when they look lived in. So I'm trying to work on making my houses and things like that look lived in, and I've been having so much fun with that. Like, oh wow, I'm having so much fun. So these are the other two houses I was talking about. The first house that was unfurnished was the house that I ended up using into, like, I'm in the midst of decorating. So yeah, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I enjoyed making it for you, and I will see you all in the next one.